Hello, everybody. Ram William here from the Stock by Knowledge and the company's GAM Accounting. And as I promised you throughout all my videos, I will do the PPP application, forgiveness application today. And will be one more video for the self-employment and the sole proprietors application, how to do it. Now, after this video, if you feel like you need more calculations and you need more Excel sheets, let me know and I will do it. I'm saying that because I did not do a lot of Excel sheets to make it as simple as possible for everybody. I touch on every single mentions there as of the employer with the FTE, without the FTE, with the reduction, without reductions, but I did not expand on each area except the straightforward FTE, which would be most of the people having. The second part I want to mention too is that's what we have as of today. So week from today, 2 weeks from today, if something came out and you didn't find in this specific video, don't come and say or write in the comments, hey, you forgot this, you did not say that. That is what we have as of today. So without any further notes, let me share the screen with you and we'll start the application and how we do it. So I will share my screen here and let me go to the application itself. Okay, the application, you can read as much as you want from it here, but this is the start of application, and I really highlighted what we need to enter. I am not going to start with the first page of the application. We're just going to go to Schedule A on the application because this is where you need to enter all the numbers you needed for the first page. Without that, you cannot calculate everything. So let's just start, read every part of it, and we solve this equation. The application calculation there, the equations are very complicated. It needs a genius to go through it and just knock it out. So let's start. PP Schedule A worksheet. The line number 1, enter cash compensation box 1 from the PP Schedule A worksheet table 1. So where's the table 1 and where I come up with this? So we go down here to locate table 1. Here we go. That is our table 1. All right, so how I come up with the 63,000 I put above? Here we go. The first line here, it's for employee number 1, number 2, number 3, all the way down. You list all your employees right here. Employee identification, you list the last 4 digits of the Social Security for all your employees, and then the cash compensation. The cash compensation, it's what you paid your employees. And here it's stated exactly what you did. Those employees were to receive compensation from the borrower, from you as an employer, at an analyzed rate of less than or equal to $100,000 for all pay period in 2019, or were not employed by the borrowers at any period, any point of 2019. So you enter what you have paid them, okay, for the period. So in my case right here, I entered this number. These are hypothetical numbers, so I put numbers here, and these add up to 63,000, which is line number 1 here on the Schedule A. Okay, then it says what is the average FTE box 2 from the PP Schedule A worksheet table 1. We'll go back to table 1. Okay. I put 7 based on the 7 lines here. It's not 7, this just 7 lines because I thought, or I hypothetically thinking I have 7 employees. So what I did, the average FTE is you divide the hours your employee work by 40 hours. Yes, it's been said that the SBA, they have 30 hours as a full-time, 30 hours as a full-time, but they come up right now and they're saying it's 40 hours. So let's say the employee number 1 did 40, employee number 2, 40, 40, 40 until you reach 7. So what about if they did not work 40 hours, work less? And here I prepared this little small spreadsheet I did right here. So for example, this guy has worked 38 hours divided by 40, it gives me 0.95. This guy worked 25 hours and divided by 40 give me 6.625. You add all these, is 6.1, but so this is the same steps you follow to get your FTE average. and you add it right here if that's the case. In this case, like I said, I'm gonna touch on everything, but I will be expanding only on the simplified one, so which is most of people will have. But if you don't have all your employees worked 40 hours, follow this Excel sheet. Just divide the hours they actually worked by the 40 hours, you will have the result right here. And here also I put this guy worked only 22 hours. So it's equal the number of hours divided by the 40, okay? So you add that in here and you go take it all the way up and you put it right here. In my case, I put it at 7. Okay, enter salary hours wages reduction box 3 from the PPP Schedule A worksheet, table 1. And this is the most complicated one. Okay, I need you please to focus with me. Here is the table 1 reduction, salary hourly reduction. How we calculate this? They're saying if you reduced the payments for an employees by more than 25%, then you do this calculation. How we do the calculation? I also have it right here for you all. So we do the application as follows. Let's say you now paid him $9,000 instead of $13,000 because this is a reduction of 25%, right? So you divide the 9,000 or you divide the amount, which is less than 25% from the original. 9,000 divided by 13,000, it gives you that number, which is 0.6, okay? You take the 0.69 and you subtract it from the 25%, where they're saying if you reduced it by the 25%, okay? You reduce the payment by 25%, then this is where you subtract it. And when you subtract it, you will have that number. When you have this number here, you multiply by the original pay, which is the 13,000 in my case. It will give you the 5,750, and this is where you plug it right here, right here. That's what I did. I think I also have it in an Excel sheet. Yeah, I have it in a different number at the 8,000. So the 8,000, I paid my employee less 25%. So if I take $8,000 multiplied by 0.25, this is 2 minus the 8,000. So I hypothetically paid him 6,000 instead of 8,000. So the 8,000 was original, the original payments in 2019. This is when I applied for the forgiveness, but I'm sorry, when I applied for the PPP loan in the first place, I claimed that I have paid one employee $8,000, but now I've been paying him $6,000 considering the circumstances because I don't have enough money or enough work, and that's a 25% reduction from the original pay. They give you $6,000, okay? So we do the same calculation. We take the 25, I'm sorry, right here. We take the 0.65, which is right here, minus the 25, and multiply the original will give me the number, okay? So that's how we do the reduction one. I know it's complicated. Let's review it one time. So originally you used to pay your employee $13,000, but consider the circumstances, you decide to pay them less. And therefore that less must be 25% or more. If you did not pay them less than 25%, then you don't have to do this calculation, or in other words, it's not indicated what you're supposed to do, but you keep it just normal. If you pay them more than 25% or more than 25% less, then you do that calculation, okay? The calculation as follows, like I said, you take what you're paying them now, you divide it by the original. When you applied for the PPP, you take that percentage, you subtract it from the 25, which is requested by the SBA. It gives you a percentage. You take the percentage and you multiply it by the original pay, and this is what you're gonna claim, okay? So you calculate all this and all that, take your total, and you go up here until reduction. And in my case, I have 0, but in your case, you take your total and you put it right here, okay? Now, then you will go down and it will ask for enter cash compensation, box 4 from PPP Schedule A, a worksheet table 2. What is in the table 2? Table 2 is straightforward, and it's not gonna apply for a lot of people, but in case I did not do anything because I know there's not a lot, but it's the same method. Enter your employees, the identification number, cash compensation, and the average FTE. But what this table for, it's, self-explanatory right here. Receive compensation from the borrower at an analyzed rate of more than $100,000 for any pay period in 2019. So if you had employees that got paid $100,000 or more a year in the 2019 when you applied for the PPP loan, you will enter these people here. You do not enter them there. And you do exactly the same way. See what cash compensation you pay them, what's your average FTE based on the hours they worked. And you list it right here. In our case, it will take box 4, and you're gonna add it right here in the application, right here. In my case, put 0. Same way, enter average FTE, box 5 from the PPP Schedule A worksheet table 2. Down there, you will see the same average FTE. You just, on the table 2, you add it right here, okay? Then, total amount paid by the borrowers for employer contribution for employee health insurance. How much you pay for your health insurance for your people? What's your share? You add it right here. Then total amount paid by borrower for employer contribution to employees' retirement plan, 401k or Roth IRA, whatever pension plan that you offer to your employees, what is your share? You add it right here as well. Not everyone has those two. That's why I added 0 in my case right here, just to simplify it the best I can. But here, everyone should have, as long as they have employees, then you're doing that, which is total amount paid by borrowers for employer, employer, state, and local taxes assessed on the employee compensation. In my case, about $1,200. This is the taxes you paid for your state, the unemployment insurance. The SUI, the SU, whatever your state call it, you have it right here. Okay, and then here, this is what I might need another video, which is about more of the self-employer and the sole proprietor, but also a total amount paid to owner employees, self-employed, individual, general partner, and this is coming mostly from table 2. It says 1 or 2, but most is going to come from table 2. I added $5,000. You might, in your case, just put 0 in here. This will be factor when we did a video for the self-employed and self-employer right here, okay? Then add the total, add everything, and this is the total of 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Here, another part is a little critical, and I want to follow me with it, please. Full-time equivalent FTE reduction calculation. If you have not reduced the number of employees or the average paid hours of your employees between January 1st, 2020 and the end of the covered period, we're going to talk about the covered period and the alternative covered period in a second. A check here. In my case, I did not reduce anything because I claimed 1 and 0 above in that schedule. Then I checked this part. Skip line 11, 12, and enter 1 on line 13 in that case here. Okay, these 3 boxes right here are not part of the application. I just put it right here to explain if you have reduced the employees number or the payments by 25% or more, as we explained earlier. If you have done so, then follow these 3 boxes. So you will take the original amount, the head count of your employees. In my case, I will say 7. Just add the 7 here. And the total average added line 2 and 5 from the table. So you will come right here. That's just 2. In that case, let's say you have here 5 instead of 7 in my case, because you're going to have a reduction here, reduction here, reduction here. Then you will have 5, let's say. Okay. And in the second table, if any, you go to 5, you have a reduction here, reduction here, reduction here, you add 0.75, then you have a 5.75 instead of 7 in my case, okay? I hope you're following. So if you don't get it, just go back to the video again to understand it more, because it gets critical if you have any reduction here. So again, in my case, I said, I put here 111, assuming all my employees worked 40 hours, but in your case, if your employees did not work 40 hours, you start to plug in these numbers. And yes, that ratio will affect the forgiveness amount of your PPP loan. It will affect the amounts. Then you take the total, you add number 5, box 5, you add box 2, and you add them here in this line. In my case, I said it's 5.75 hypothetically, then I will add this here. Again, these boxes that were not part of the application, okay? Then it says right here, if you reduced your employees, then you divide this number by that number, and in that case, it will be the 0.82 instead of 1 in here. Once you get to this point, you will go all the way up, back again here to fill up the first page of the application. The first page of the application, the first part, straightforward. APC, the name of the legal name of the borrower. I'm sorry, just this is your name. Then doing business as, the name of your business, your address, EIN number, and the phone number, primary contact your name, and email address of the business. Here again, I'm sorry, the business name. I thought I said your name. This is the business name, and there's some business name is different than do business as. Do business as, okay? And then second part here, SBA PPP loan number, you will get that from your bank. The bank gave you the loan should have this. And then the loan PPP number, also your lender, they should have these two numbers. The PPP loan application, just hypothetically, I'm sorry, the amount, I just said 56,000, this is just made up thing. The PPP loan distribution date, this is very important to determine whether you're taking the cover period or the alternative cover period, then when you got it. So put that date right here. And then employee at the time, when you applied, I said here 4, but I should have said 7. And employee at the time of forgiveness application is also should be 7. Again, you do your exact number of when you applied and when you were trying to have it forgiven. Okay. EIDL advance amounts, most of the people, not all, do receive the EIDL amounts. The advance amount, which is announced is $10,000, but they came back and said it's up to $10,000 based on the number of employees. And in my case, I should have also added 7,000 instead of 4,000. Okay. And the EIDL number, it's obviously everyone has number, which is 3777. If you don't have the number when you applied, you should have the number on email when they told you to go and check on your create an account so you can have the money deposited, or check your deposit in the bank. You should have the loan number, but I'm not really sure. But you should have this record. You should have it on record. Okay. And then payroll schedule, the frequency of paying the payroll, you could have weekly checked, bi-weekly, like I did right here, twice a month, monthly, or others explained. So however you run your payroll, add it here. Now we come to the cover period. Here, the application is run in 2 ways, one of 2 ways. You either choose the cover period or the alternative payroll cover period. What does that mean? The cover period is saying is you could choose when exactly the loan hit your bank. Hypothetically, let's say it hit your bank on May 1st. Then you kind of choose that date and you count 56 days or 8 weeks from that date to have it forgiven. So any amount of money spent from May 1st until July 1st, so in that case, it will be June 30th. This is what you can forgive it. Any amount spent, 75% on the payroll and 25% on other essential expenses, that's what you can forgive. If you choose that, then you treat everything based on that date. Your rent, your utilities, essential expenses, payroll, obviously, on that date. Or the alternative payroll cover period, which is, many of us, let's say we got the loan on May 1st, but your first payroll actually ran on May 10th. This is your schedule of payroll. Then you have the choice to choose that alternative payroll cover period. And instead of starting from May 1st, you start from May 10th. And you start from there and you count 8 weeks, but also you will count the expenses incurred from that date. So 8 weeks on everything, either the cover period when you got the loan, or the covered payroll alternative cover period, which is when you ran your first payroll after you received the PPP loan, and you count 8 weeks from that. So either way is 8 weeks, straightforward. You enter the date you want. If you choose the covered period, then you enter that. You don't have to enter these. If you choose the alternative payroll covered period, you enter it right here and do not have to enter this, okay? Then we'll go down here for borrower, the borrower together with affiliate of the applicable received PPP loan in exceed of $2 million. So if you have $2 million or more loan, you check that box. I think there was more requirements and much harder audit on the 2 million going forward. And I think the Secretary of the Treasury mentioned that once. Okay, then the payroll and the non-payroll cost. Payroll cost, enter the amount of the PPP Schedule A line 10, which is we have right here. This is why we calculated Schedule A before anything else. So what's on line 10? You guys, right here. So 69,700. 69,700. Okay. What's your mortgage interest payments? This is part of the 25% you can spend from the PPP loan on non-payroll. In my case, I just hypothetically said 1,000. What's your business rent? I said 2,000 in 2 weeks. I'm sorry, in the 8 weeks. And then utilities such as gas or electricity and all that, I said $1,000 and add them all here. Okay. 5, total salary, hourly wages reduction, enter the amount of PPP Schedule A line 3, which is we calculated also earlier. So if we go to line 3 right here, okay. In my case, I said 0, but in your case, if you have, you go to refer to this calculation or the same or exact way. I think this is a better calculation for you. You see what's your original amount you used to pay them, what you're paying them now. You divide what you're paying now to what the original, give you a percentage, you subtract it from the 25, you get that percentage, you multiply by the original. And you don't do that unless you have 25% or more reduction on your employees' headcount or time, okay? And then we go to number 4, enter the cash compensation back and forth from PP Schedule 2. This is when we said this is the total amount of people that getting paid, employees, if you will, that they're getting paid $100,000 or more in 2019, or when you applied for the PPP loan, you had employees that are getting paid $100,000 or more, then you enter box 4 here. Enter box 5 from table 2, same way as explained down below or earlier. On box 2, you take table 2, box 5, you take the amounts and put it right here. Okay. Then total amount paid by the borrower for employer contribution of employees' health insurance. You add it right here. Total amount paid. Oh, I'm on Schedule A, I'm sorry. Go back right here. Apologize. Okay. Then total, we got number 3, like I explained earlier. Then add the amount on line 1, 2, 3, and 4, then subtract the amount from line 5. Okay. We add all this, and line 5 in my case is 0. I don't have anything on line 3 Schedule A. Then I added all these together, the 69,700, the 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, add up to 73,700. Then the Fte reduction quotient, enter the number from PPP Schedule A line 13. And in my case, I entered 1, as I explained here. If you don't have any reduction, you don't have to calculate these 2 right here, then you take the 1. If you have to calculate these 2 right here, then you take the 0.82 or whatever number that it would give you based on the numbers or based on the circumstances that you have. Okay, you enter right here, and then you multiply line 6 by line 7. I will give you the same amount. Then the PPP loan amount, as I mentioned above, I got $56,000 hypothetically. And then here it says payroll costs, 75% reduction, divide the line 1 by 0.75. So line 1 right here. So if I go here and I do 69,700 divided by 0.75, as they're saying, is $92,933. Okay, I will add that right here. Now they're saying line 11, forgiveness amount. Enter the smaller of line 8, 9, or 10. 8, 9, 10. I have Number 9, 56,000. This is the amount forgiven, and this is the amount I got right here. All right, equation solved. Yay, yay. So we're good to go. This is how we fill up the application. And again, this is what we have as of right now. If there's more to come, I will add more. If you feel you need more Excel sheets and more calculation than this, I'd be more than happy to do it. I actually, I had Excel sheet in 4 or 5 tabs right here, but I found it's too complicated to explain it the way from Excel sheet, going from here to table 2 to main 1. I found it too complicated already. More than it's already a mess here, and a lot of numbers and addition subtractions here. So like I said, if you need any of that, let me know. One more note I want to just to add, apologize right here. For the seasonal employer, you cannot choose any consecutive 12 weeks, any consecutive 12. This is only for seasonal employer. There is more guidance I'm 100% sure will come, but if you're a seasonal employer, you understand what I'm saying, then you choose any consecutive 12 weeks to count the FTE. Another part, and I think a lot of people look at it if they have the FTE reduction, which is if you have the FTE reduction, and that is because some of the employees refused to come to your and you think it's better to stay on the unemployment because it's much better than the salary offer or whatever, you're not necessarily going to lose the forgiveness because you have the safe harbor. All what you need to do is document everything. So you document the phone calls to those employees, the emails you exchange, the writing, everything document in writing, please, and have it ready there, and you might not lose that forgiveness. This is the safe harbor for the FTE, okay? The application goes on the documents, and I don't want to get into it right now. It's just because I'm 100% sure there's much more to come and explain about the documents that need. Is right here, documents, and it's a lot, okay? A business mortgage interest, payments, the copy of it, business rent or lease payments, need a copy of it, business utility payments, utility invoices or receipts, obviously you get invoices for it, and then a documentation supporting the listing of each individual employee PPP, which is, I would say, you focus on your payroll provider. They should have pay stubs ready, the amount they're paying, reports that shows the hours, the payments, the dates, based on your choice, which is the covered period or the payroll covered period. So there are a ton of documents in page 10 and 11. You should look at it of the application to prepare for your documents, okay? I know it's a little bit complicated, a little bit much for you guys, and I know you're all focused on your business right now and how to thrive this. If you feel you need help, seek some help. Go to accountants, someone understand these materials very well, and ask them for help. I think this is the only way you can get through this application. The more things it comes, the more I will share with you all. And again, leave me any comments. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help. And I will come with, we'll later do one more for the self-employed people. And again, I will continue posting videos for the updates. And like I said in videos before, I will definitely continue on doing business videos for you, establishing companies, what's S corporation, LLC, or sole proprietor, which business structure is better for you, the C corporation partnership, how you elect late election for S corp, all that I will help you the best I can. Just the circumstances right now is promoting to be only on what's going on with the COVID-19 and how I can help step by step through these circumstances. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. And again, it's Ram William, the Stock by Knowledge and the company's Gamma Accounting. You guys have a great day, and thank you so much.